Cousins had several triple-doubles, but with Cousins, he would have 20-plus rebounds to go along with 20 points and 10 assists. That's amazing for a big man, for any man, as a matter of fact.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense, but he's got the A game rolling tonight.
It's Parker with the drive, and it's blocked. Parker against Robertson. On the wing, Stojakovic. Rebounded by the Spurs. And for Cousins, those 20, 20, 10 triple-doubles are an incredibly rare feat. First time, in fact, that we've seen that in the NBA since 2010.
And he was the first big man since the great Wilt Chamberlain to do it in back-to-back games. So Cousins is one of the rare big men who can do it all and has displayed that multiple times last season. And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in the game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks. Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now, here's Parker. And Duncan gets it to go on the assist by Parker. Duncan's got his second bucket of the night.
He's hit the ground running here in the first, putting together a nice quarter offensively.
Outside Williams. Robertson up top. Weber with a screen on Robertson. Here's Cousins. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
DeMarcus Cousins can really be unstoppable at times on offense. He's shown star qualities ever since he stepped into the NBA. But it wasn't until last season that he was voted to the All-Star game.
And back to Cousins last year. He was the first Sacramento King to appear in an All-Star game, which is hard to believe in over a decade. That is a long stretch, a long drought.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, no question he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting here early in his career. But I tell you what, you surround him with some sick talent, and I can see rings in this young man's future.
No problem knocking that one down.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Duncan dishes to Robertson. Puts one up from 19. And another basket for San Antonio.
I mean, Tony Parker's just showing us how it's done with that beautiful shot of his.
Williams kicks to Cousins. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Cousins has got 5.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Last game for the Kings, they picked up the W against Dallas.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Just a whisker away from coming up with the steal there.
Speedy's checked in for Williams.
And from three-point range, guys, he has hit the ground running. What a first quarter.
Parker outside. Unloads from 13. Weber pulls it in.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring. And fancy finishes like that look great, but, man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
Robertson with it. Leonard picks him up. Robertson passes to Weber. Fades and shoots. The shot is off. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Duncan with the screen on Robertson. Feeds it to Robinson. And the rejection by Cousins. Robinson sets a screen for Leonard. Back to Robinson. 6 to shoot. Buries it from about 10 feet away.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And they're able to recover. Here's Cousins. It's hauled in by Duncan. Spurs trail by 3. Robinson kicks to Parker. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Parker's got his second bucket of the night.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. And some changes here for the Spurs. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Robinson. Gervin comes in for Robertson. And it's Johnson in for Tony Parker. And then for Sacramento, Vlade Divac checked in for Cousins. Lucas comes in for Weber. And it's Richmond in for Stojakovic. And that one's good, Gervin.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Speedy the pass to Lucas. Robertson outside. Off target from three-point range.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
That puts them in the lead. And the Spurs lead by 2.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
And the Spurs being the defending champions out west heading into last year, but they would end up 6th in the conference with a record of 55-27. Had a record of 32-20 against the rest of the West.
The offensive rebound, Divac. Duncan with some nice D.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Back to Gervin. Fires from 14, and the Spurs scoring again. Well, we knew the West was going to be wild and very competitive all season long last year, and the Spurs, Clark, epitomized just how crazy and tough things can be there.
Yeah, and with about 3 weeks left in the season, the Spurs were sitting in the 7th playoff spot. Then they go on a tear and win 11 games in a row to jump to number 2. Finally lose one game, and they're all the way back to 6.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range, trading blows from behind the arc.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Rakowski comes in for Duncan, and Elliott subbed in for Kawhi Leonard. Here's Ginobili, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
A moment now to see the stats for Ginobili. Last season's performance for him. Last season put up about 10 points a game, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. And to be honest, not quite the numbers you've come to expect from a player of his caliber.
Well, you know, it's been a topsy-turvy stretch for him. I mean, but don't worry, team. He'll be back to beasting in no time. And, you know, guys, Manu Ginobili's relationship with Greg Popovich has been really interesting over the years. In the beginning, Pop obviously had a rigid system. Ginobili played with a lot more freestyle and free-wheeling nature. The two clashed heavily early on, as one might expect.
Lucas, that's good. San Antonio's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Ginobili outside. Puts up a 3. That's good. Ginobili's got 8 points.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
Now here is World Peace. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Divac, the pass to Speedy. World Peace dishes to Divac. It's tipped to the wing right side. Archibald again, Sacramento. San Antonio's gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points rung up from outside here in the first. Here's Ginobili. Drops in the layup for 2. 10 points for him.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
1:29 left to play in the first. There's the screen. Johnson, the pass to Elliott. Can't get it to go. And the Kings going the other way now. Kings moving the ball around. Took him no time at all on that one. Speedy's got 5 now.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Here's Ginobili. There's a big height bounce and goes in. And the Spurs lead by 3.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
It's stolen by Johnson. Pass to Ginobili. Plenty of space. Great positioning on the putback. Gervin's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par. You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
And there's the pass to Elliott. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet. Elliott's got his first points of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here. Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Here's Gervin. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense.